Research shows that over the last few years, the average number of apps a company uses has increased from 16 to 130. Many of these apps are used for marketing because marketing has become more digital than ever. If you're a marketing manager in a product company, SaaS, e-commerce, etc., you need to keep tabs on three main things: marketing KPIs, product metrics, team performance. The higher up you get on your career ladder, the more data you should track and analyze. The first thing that comes to mind is that you can build a super dashboard or a master dashboard to monitor what is happening. However, most marketing managers that we've talked to are eager to use a separate dashboard for each field. The number of KPIs you should monitor is quite large. Most marketing managers consider these metrics as crucial. These are only the marketing metrics. Once you add product and team performance KPIs, the amount will become even more overwhelming. You could try to combine all this data in one dashboard, but it would be like putting information about the temperature inside a car next to the speedometer. Each parameter is important on its own, but their combination makes no sense. As a result, you will probably have a set of scorecards and charts, while a good dashboard should bring you insights and help you make informed decisions. Every business is unique, and while one dashboard may suit your field, in most cases, you will need to utilize 3 to 5 dashboards on a daily basis. In this video, we will cover some of the best templates you can use in your marketing manager work routine. These dashboards are free. You only need to create a Coupler.io account to use our connector and connect the services you are using. Use the timecodes below to jump to the most interesting topic. Save this video to watch later and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a thing. So, let's go. When it comes to PPC reporting, you have to constantly switch between the tabs to bring all campaign data from 2, 3, 5 PPC platforms together. From Facebook ads to Google ads, back and forth, and then there's also LinkedIn ads and TikTok ads, and so much more. This PPC multi-channel dashboard template accumulates data from Google Ads, LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, and other platforms so that you can monitor and compare campaign performance in one place. You won't need to hop between app interfaces to export data for your ad reports. Just connect the needed ad platforms, set the schedule, and get ready for the insights. The dashboard allows you to monitor key spend metrics, such as how much you spend on ads, how many impressions and clicks you get, what is the cost per click, etc. All these data are shown in comparison to the previous period. You'll be able to monitor the dynamics of key metrics day by day during the last 28 days. Also, you can analyze the performance of each channel or compare the results on a few channels. Scroll down to see the list of campaigns from different channels to compare their cost and impact. You can use this template with all these ad platforms at once, or with just 1 or 2 platforms. This dashboard template is available in your favorite BI tools. I'll leave links in the description. For setup instructions, use the README tab on the dashboard. This cross-channel report allows you to compare ad impressions from Facebook ads and branded impressions from Google Search Console to determine the effectiveness of your brand awareness campaigns. Try filtering the data by a specific campaign and analyzing the graphs to see its impact on brand awareness. This will help you understand which campaigns contribute to increasing brand awareness and which are less successful. Now, you can reallocate your budget to the best performing campaigns, analyze their success factors, and use these best practices to enhance other campaigns. For example, replicate the best performing approach to ad creatives or audience settings. However, keep in mind that an increase in branded impressions may not be immediate. It can take up to a month before the effect shows. You can easily set up this dashboard in under 3 minutes and get a ready-to-use analytics solution. Check the link in the description. Now, I will show you an all-in-one marketing dashboard that gives you a performance overview of your marketing efforts across multiple channels. It collects data from Google Analytics, Google Search Console, advertising platforms, social media apps, email tools, and YouTube. In other words, you can track the performance of paid ads, organic search, social media, and email campaigns all on a single dashboard. Personally, I think that every marketing manager should use this dashboard. Let's start from the top. All Channels Performance Overview provides a high-level summary of the website traffic and total revenue, a chart with data divided by months, and a pie chart showing each category's share in overall traffic. Scroll down to track the performance of your PPC marketing through key metrics like amount spent, impressions, clicks, cost per click, and click-through rate. The table shows the monthly performance for all paid channels, but you can use the filter to see results for each of them, like Google Ads or LinkedIn Ads. The section focused on organic search performance is located below. It lets you track impressions, clicks, CTR, and average position based on the data from Google Search Console. You can also filter data by session source, such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. Next, you can get a detailed breakdown of how your social media channels are performing. This section tracks impressions and page views across all sources. You can filter the results by a specific source using the drop-down list. In this section, you can see the performance of your YouTube channel, including metrics like views, watch time, and engagement on your videos. It provides insights into your video content's performance and whether it contributes to your overall marketing strategy. Also, you can monitor the effectiveness of your email marketing campaigns in Klaviyo and MailChimp. This section displays key metrics such as emails delivered, open rate, bounces, unsubscribes, and clicks. With this information, you can evaluate the success of your email outreach and optimize for higher engagement. As I said, this is a must-have dashboard for any marketing manager or business owner. Check the link in the description to grab this dashboard. Having a dedicated dashboard for each channel you use is also helpful. You don't have to check these reports on a daily basis, but they come in handy when you need to analyze marketing performance on a specific platform. There are dozens of dashboards for all major ad platforms. Let me show you the most interesting and useful examples. This LinkedIn ad dashboard allows you to analyze campaign performance and conversions more efficiently and conveniently than the native LinkedIn Campaign Manager. All key metrics are available at your fingertips and are shown compared to the previous period. But let's focus on this particular element called the frequency meter. Frequency refers to the number of times a single person views your ad, which could be an important factor in optimizing a campaign. If the frequency is below 3 to 5, users haven't seen your ad enough times to engage. However, if the frequency exceeds 8 to 9, users may become annoyed and consider the ad as spam. The dashboard automatically tracks the frequency of LinkedIn ads across your entire account. Also, you can apply filters to track frequencies for individual campaigns or specific periods. The frequency meter is particularly valuable when an agency or a freelancer manages your ads. It's a reliable quality checker for the overall ad setup. As the ultimate goal of LinkedIn ads is to bring you impressions that must be converted into leads, the best part of this dashboard is the tab dedicated to conversions and leads. First, you can choose a conversion type from the drop-down list to see its dynamic over time. Then, check the performance of each campaign in the table below. Let's sort the data by the amount spent. Well, it's not surprising that the more you spend, the more you get. This campaign shows impressive results despite its small budget. It's definitely worth analyzing to understand its success factors. But let's scroll down to the funnel that visualizes how many impressions turned into lead form opens, and eventually leads. You can see the funnel for each campaign using this drop-down menu. Also, compare campaigns side by side in the table below. I will leave a link in the description if you want a copy of this dashboard. Follow the instructions in the README section to fill this template with your data. This dashboard gives you an overview of your TikTok account performance. It includes an engagement funnel, audience insights, popularity analysis, and more. Additionally, this dashboard allows you to track the total time watched for your videos. This is a metric that you can't see in your TikTok account. If you are growing TikTok accounts as a service, this dashboard will help you share the results with a team and stakeholders. It can increase your transparency and, as a result, your marketing value. I'll leave the link to this dashboard in the description. Like with channels, you may need a separate dashboard for each big activity or project you run. For example, if you launch a promotional campaign to support a new product or offer, or start selling on a new platform. Then you will have a lot of different activities running in parallel. It will be helpful to analyze the results and understand how you got them and how each part of the project contributed to achieving the goals you set. Hopefully, you now have a better understanding of what marketing metrics you should track and how the dashboards might look. Let's move to the product metrics. Knowing how your product, service, or store performs is one of the most vital things. So, you need to monitor product metrics such as the new MMR, new signups, and new clients. Ideally, a marketing manager should have a dashboard for this and check it first thing in the morning. This dashboard should give you answers to questions such as how your product or store is acquiring new customers. What exactly are they buying or showing interest in? Where does your traffic originate from? How the breakdown by country looks, and so on. You could see what you need to focus on with all this information. For instance, to launch an ad campaign from a country that shows a spike in user interest, or to identify the funnel stages where you lose more customers than normal. Then you can use these insights to tackle the challenges. Unfortunately, no ready-made solution for tracking product metrics will perfectly fit your needs. It heavily relies on what your product is, where you store your data, and many other factors that make this kind of dashboard unique for each product. However, there are some must-have options. You should track your ads across different platforms. You should have the ability to track your user's journey and understand what the bottlenecks are. Let me show you a few dashboard templates that meet these requirements. This template collects data from various PPC sources, Google Analytics 4 and CRM apps, HubSpot or Pipedrive. It then uses this data to build an acquisition funnel. The filters and breakdowns allow you to explore specific stages, countries, and periods more deeply. This is important because it enables you to clearly see where your users come from and how they convert. Track funnel performance changes month by month to uncover correlations with marketing and lead generation activities. Identify the best performing months and link them to specific marketing campaigns that may have driven higher results. Compare your spending on different platforms with conversion rates for the same period. For example, the visualization shows that in August, the campaigns on Google Ads had the largest spend, but the lead number was lower than usual. It's an interesting thing to investigate and allocate your budget wisely. I'll leave a link to this dashboard in the description. It's available in versions for HubSpot and Pipedrive. You can use the dashboard as is or customize it to better fit your needs. Let's look at one more dashboard with a funnel, this time made for e-commerce. This Shopify dashboard has a 4-staged funnel: impressions and clicks gathered from ad platforms, new users that it got from Google Analytics, and new customers provided by Shopify. To identify funnel leaks, compare each stage's conversion rates with industry benchmarks. If your rates are far below average, develop and test hypotheses to improve them. This will drive more revenue from your existing pipeline. Scroll down to check the data for impressions, clicks, and orders. This data will help you understand how ad spending translates into sales. Let's take a closer look at the chart showing the monthly ratio between advertising costs and revenue generated by sales. It looks good currently, but if advertising spending grows while sales go down, that's a wake-up call. With the insights from this Shopify dashboard, you can make data-driven decisions and boost your e-commerce store's performance. Check the link in the description to start using it for free. Last but not least, you should track profits and losses, or P&L. But that's a topic for another video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss it. For a marketing manager, it's also important to understand the team's velocity and monitor their performance and efficiency. This helps you see what resources you have for upcoming projects, who you can allocate for a specific task, whether you need to scale up your marketing team, and so on. Let's look closely at some of the dashboards made for this. This time tracking dashboard for Clockify allows you to analyze the time efficiency of your team and look for data trends. You can identify high productivity or potential inefficiencies, like mismatched billable hours and earnings. Also, it's easy to compare logged hours with active user counts to balance team workload and prevent burnout. Use filters by project, client, group, user, and task to narrow down your important clues about team dynamics and individual performance. Monitor the changes in hours and billable amounts of your projects and clients from a monthly perspective. Scroll down to see the calendar view. It allows you to drill down into data, monitor individual performance over the month, and identify underwork, overwork, or mistakes. For example, it looks like this team member tends to work on weekends but works less than they should on business days. This might be a sign of poor time management or some personal issues. It's time to discuss it with them and see if you can help them increase productivity. You should also check who works over 9 hours a day despite having a 40-hour-a-week contract. They might be at risk of burnout. It's better to review their scope together and help them establish a more sustainable working routine. Below, you can check this information in table format to understand who works the most and the least hours. I'll leave a link to this dashboard in the description below. The dashboard for Harvest looks and works like the previous one, but with one significant difference. You can add a financial dimension to your team's performance. Go to the Billing Overview tab to check billable amount, total cost, expected profit, and actual profit. You can filter this data by the project or client. Below, you will be able to see this information in the form of various charts and tables to better understand what is going on and get new insights. At the bottom of this tab is a table that lets you understand how your team members' performance transforms into profit. I'll leave a link to this dashboard in the description. Let me show you one more dashboard focused on your productivity as a marketing manager. This dashboard lets you export data from your Google Calendar on a schedule to analyze it and get interesting insights. For example, how many hours you've spent on meetings. Were there regular meetings or one-time meetings? As well as the other aspects of your work schedule. But my favorite feature is to understand who is in charge of your work schedule. Do you control your time, or does somebody else pull the strings? You can check this with this donut chart. Also, you can see who organizes most of the meetings. It's a really fun dashboard to play with, especially at the end of the year or a quarter. It helps you understand where your time is flowing and if there are any significant leaks in your work schedule that you can address. I will leave the link to this dashboard in the description. And that's it. I hope this video has been helpful and that your marketing manager dashboard set will become a valuable resource for making informed decisions. It's still important to remember that every company is unique and industry contexts can vary greatly. So before creating your dashboard set, ask yourself, what questions do I want to answer with this report? What do I need it for? When you have clear answers to these questions, you can center your dashboard around your specific needs and maximize its usefulness. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, please feel free to ask them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, share the video with others, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a thing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.